Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Today I'm going to be making a delicious cranberry orange loaf. And of course the ingredients I'm going to be using is freshly picked cranberries that I've picked recently in over by the lighthouse in Portagrave, and that's Newfoundland and Labrador. We're also going to be using freshly squeezed oranges, which with the zest as well, and of course the amount of each one I'm going to tell you as we go. We'll talk a little bit about the recipe and those delicious cranberries. So if that interests you, let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with 1 cup of butter or margarine, and we're going to be creaming it together with 3/4 of a cup of white sugar or sugar of choice, is what I'm going to say. Just going to get this started. Now you can cream this together with your spoon or in a mixer, whichever works for you. What I'm going to be adding in there next is a full large egg. Just going to break it in a separate dish. Toss it into my bowl and whisk it together. So then we're going to toss that full beaten egg in with our sugar and our butter, and we're going to just mix that in there. Then we're going to mix in 1 teaspoonful of lemon juice, freshly squeezed or from the bottle. I'm just going to mix that in there lightly. That lemon smells amazing in there. So after you've mixed it in, what you're going to do now, you're going to take the zest of a full orange or equal to a teaspoonful, whichever you want to do, and just zest it on in through. Okay, so make sure all the zest is out there. So what you're going to do now is just mix that through. And now I'll tell you what's next. Okay, so we're going to be taking the fresh juice from the orange to about 1/3 of a cup. I got some already in there. And I got the pulp as well. You could use that, or you don't have to if you don't like it. But you just put that on in there into the bowl and mix it around as well. We're going to be putting in there 1/4 teaspoonful of sea salt or salt of choice. And then we're going to be sifting in 2 cups of flour and 4 teaspoonfuls of baking powder. So you're just going to sift that on in. Okay, so you're just going to sift it all in there, making sure to take it all. And now we're going to fold it all together. So you're folding it all together, or you could use your mixer, of course, just pulse it. And we're going to be tossing in about 1/3 of a cup of chopped, cut in half, cranberries, freshly picked or frozen, it doesn't matter. You're just going to mix it in there. If you need a little more orange juice, if it's too dry for you, you can add it in, the freshly squeezed. And that's all you need to do there. So after you've got that folded together, now you're going to get yourself a loaf pan. I'm using a 5x9 loaf pan as my ones that I use for making my bread. And I got a piece of parchment paper, put in the sides and the bottom, and just an extra little bit of butter just to oil the sides like this. So something like that. And now I'm going to be putting the batter into the pan. Just going to scoop it up and put it into the pan. It's not going to run out. You just scoop it out in sections like that. And if you didn't want to cut your cranberries in half, you can put it in there full. And if you want more cranberries, you can add it in there as well. But the smell of the freshly squeezed orange juice and the orange zest. Gosh, so good. And just spread it out like this. Okay, so after you've done that, got all your batter put in there, we're going to top it with a couple of extra cranberries, full cranberries, just putting it on the top. I'll show you that there now. Just having it just like this. You can also put a little sprinkle of sugar over there if you want to. That's totally fine. And what you're going to do, you're going to set this on your counter for about 5 minutes to let the baking powder start to rise your loaf just a little. You're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to be putting the loaf in there after it's risen for about 5 minutes on the countertop. Anywhere from 45 minutes to 60 minutes until it's baked. It all depends on your oven, depending on the type of loaf pan you're using as well. And what we're going to do then, meet me back here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's baked. Our cranberry orange loaf is baked. This is what he looks like. I'm going to put him out now onto a cooling rack. Let him cool down for just a couple of minutes, and I'm going to make a delicious glaze icing to go over the top. Smells absolutely amazing in here, and I can't wait to have a taste of this one and for you to make yours. Just look at this delicious cranberry orange loaf. I'm going to flip them back over now your way so as you can see the top. And this is it. Too good to eat. Now let's get our bowl and our icing sugar and get making some delicious glaze. So what we're going to do now is put 1 cup of confectionary sugar into a bowl. We're going to be using about 1/4 cup of the freshly squeezed juice from an orange and about a teaspoonful of the orange zest. You can use lemon zest too, but the orange zest. And this is going to infuse through this amazingly. It smells delicious and I can't wait. So you just mix that together. And now we're just going to put this over the top of our cranberry orange loaf. So pretty much all you're going to do is just drizzle this, a little bit too much there, over the top of your loaf. Look at the orange in that icing. And just let it go down around to evenly put some over all of it. And that's all you need to do there. So that's all you need to do there. So now I'm going to cut off a nice piece here to show you what it looks like. It's still nice and warm, which we love having this one when it's warm. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now this is what it looks like. Absolutely delicious. And the cranberries, now you can see some there, but it'll be more of course in through. And just look how delicious. Beautiful. Can't wait to have a little taste of this. Of course I got the outer piece because I always like to take that one. Oh my god, the orange just bursting through it. Cranberries gives it that little bite. So delicious. I can't wait for you to make it. Of course I got to have a taste of my tea there now before I get going, so I'm not talking with my mouth full. So these cranberries we're using today, we picked, like I was saying, local, a little while back in Portagrave, Newfoundland and Labrador, and it's by Lighthouse. I'm going to share some of those pictures with you on my website, and that's www.bonitaskitchen.com. And of course we also got a couple of more recipes there that I'll share on that link for you for cranberry recipes. But this one is perfect any time of the year. Frozen cranberries, fresh cranberries, it doesn't matter. You can also get the recipe on our website or right here on YouTube just below this link. And don't forget, the subscribe button is there if you haven't already done so. You can also send us a message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com. You can visit us on our Facebook page. We also share a slideshow there of our viewers, the food they have made from Bonita's Kitchen, and it's absolutely beautiful. We thank all of you for sending that in, and of course any of you that's sending in a message to me on those links and I haven't got back to you right away. I haven't forgot you. I will get back to you, and we thank you for doing so. I'm also going to provide this recipe today in under this link here on YouTube. So we won't take any more of your time. We know it's precious, and we thank you for sharing a little bit of it with us here today. On behalf of myself and Raymond and our team here at Bonita's Kitchen, you have a wonderful day from our kitchen to yours. And don't forget to join us again on Bonita's Kitchen.